What's up, everybody? Okay, I thought I would take a second to open the category about Tai Chi and tell you the story about the fight at the old Krabby Jack's and how that led me to the world of Tai Chi. So, me and my buddies were hanging out at Krabby Jack's like we often did. The Krabby Jack's is no longer there. It burnt down a while back. It was a kind of a seedy place. One of those places where there always be a fight would break out, a lot of kind of rough people and a lot of drinking going on late at night. That was the place that had the lingerie competition, right? And it's basically these little girls would come out with their lingerie on, and it was just kind of an eye candy thing for the guys to wolf whistle about. And they would hand out coupons for the place that sells the lingerie, right? And so that gives you an idea of what the kind of place this was. A lot of you guys know the Krabby Jack's very well, right? But anyway, so we were down there. It was our gang was down there, and a fight broke out, and my guys were in it, right? We had Dave Lee got into a mouth-off situation with somebody over here, and I remember he said something. He pulled his fist back and said, "I'm going to hit you into Mississippi, Alabama, whatever." Anyway, so there was a fight broke out, and it was like 5 of my frat brothers were there, and they all jumped on. It was like a gang fight. 5 of them against 6 of them against 5 of us, and so they all jumped and got in this fight, and Gordy actually had 2 guys in a headlock or whatever, and I was over there at the pool table, and drinking some beer, and I can't really remember the situation too well because this is a really long time ago, and but apparently I froze. I didn't jump in to help my guys out. I just stood there by the pool table holding my full cue and just froze. I didn't know what to do. Right, anxiety, and I have never gotten in a lot of fights in my life. I've always been a very peaceful person, right? I can count the number of times I got into a fight on one hand. But anyway, so the guys in the fraternity were very upset with me. What kind of a fucking chicken shit are you, whatever? And I realized, I don't really know shit about fighting, Throw fists. So I realized this is something I needed to address, and so I thought, well, this is a good idea for maybe I should learn some Kung Fu, right? And so that Saturday night, we were all down at all my coworkers from the restaurant. We were at the top of the tower at that time, I want to say, and we were all down at the Oceans 2, 3, 4 having late night cocktails by the beach. And there was a large table of us, and probably about 10 of us around this table having drinks. And I told this story to one of my coworkers, and I said, listen, I want to try to find a way to get into some Kung Fu or whatever. And I remember he said, well, you're in luck because the guy sitting right next to me is a Kung Fu expert. He knows all different kinds of Kung Fu. And I said, well, let me sit next to him, and I'm going to pick his brain for a second. So I sat next to him, and he said, okay. So he was very knowledgeable, and he went through all the different types of Kung Fu and what they will do, right? Do you want to break bones? Do you want to flip people over? Do you want to learn grapple? Do you want to ground and pound? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. And what he said was, listen, you know what a good starting point would be is there's free Tai Chi classes every Saturday morning at the whatchamacallit park right there under the bridge in Deerfield Beach, Hillsborough Bridge. And he says, you go in there, like the first couple of classes will be free, and it'll be a really good place for you to start because they work on breathing and balance and, meditation and stuff. And then you can kind of branch out from there and find out, what style of Kung Fu might be what you want to pursue. And I said, oh, that sounds fantastic. That's, right near where I live. So the Saturday following that, I went to the Pioneer Park, right there under the bridge. Anyway, I went over there 9 o'clock Saturday morning, And sure enough, there's a little group of people in a circle, right? And they're doing the Tai Chi little warm-up deal, right? And I was a little bit apprehensive. I was like, man, I'm just going to walk up to the middle of these guys and just jump right in there. And I was like, this is what I got to do. So anyway, I went in there, and so the guys were very great. Yeah, it was a little bit cliquish, you know. They're like, oh, who are you? What's your deal, you know? And so, but the guys warmed up to me, and I met the master, what we call the Sifu in the World of Tai Chi, Arthur Rosenfeld, who is now Monk Yun Ru, and he was really nice. I liked him a lot. And you know, the other thing that was interesting is a lot of the people in the group were members at the Boca Raton Resort and Club, right? I knew them. They're like, I just waited on you the other day, Mr. Brown. How you doing? Whatever. And so, right away, it felt good. I had a good home feeling. There was people that I knew. I liked the teacher. And I like the way the Tai Chi gives you the feeling, right? You know, there's a feeling of smoothness and energy to it right away that just is very attractive. And so I got very excited about that, and I started reading everything I could at the library about Tai Chi. And I realized, you know, this guys that have become Tai Chi masters and stuff have incredible internal energy. And I learned about the internal energy versus the external energy. And there's a lot of these stories in the Tai Chi books about these masters who were like, you know, skinny guys. I think there was one story about a Tai Chi master in China. He was so skinny he couldn't pick up a bowling ball, I think is what they said. But, you know, the other guys from the hard styles of Kung Fu, the karate and stuff like that, would try to challenge him, and you know, they would come at him, and he would just, you know, push them to the side, right, and push them into a wall. He didn't, you know, actually hurt them, but he was able to diffuse whatever the attack that he had with that spiraling technique, and then just kind of push them to the side or on the ground. Right? And I just thought that was very attractive. And of course, this is the same thing that we had been talking about and learning in the class. And so I really gravitated to the class, and I liked it a lot. And I liked the whole Tai Chi. It turned out this is what we call the Tai Chi Chen. This is the old, authentic Chinese style. And I like the idea that we weren't only learning Tai Chi, but we were also talking about Taoism and TCM, a traditional Chinese medicine, right? The Sifu was always talking about the three legs of the stool or whatever. And so that was very interesting to hear all the stories about Lao Tzu and stuff like that. And I just sucked it all up. And it was really good. And I remember in the beginning there, I was doing Tai Chi all the time, and I had I was able to build up the chi, the energy, very well. And I remember I noticed that some differences started happening to where, like, when I was folding my laundry, sometimes you do the thing where you'll hold your shirt on your chin or whatever, and you're folding it, and then sometimes you're folding your laundry and you'll drop it for a split second. And I would quickly, without thinking about it, snap and grab my shirt or whatever it is I'm folding before it actually fell. So it was like I reacted and I wasn't even thinking about it. And the guys in the class were talking about, this is the kind of thing that happens as you move up into the advanced levels. I think one of the guys told me a story about the guy had a natural reaction just to step to the left, and like a tree fell right where he was. And he had like there's a sensing that you can have about stuff like that. And also one of the things that I noticed right away is when we were just doing the warm-up routine and going into the training, it seemed very quickly that I was able to get the tingling sensation in my hand. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So that's how I got into captivated by the world of Tai Chi. And so I just wanted to let this be a little introduction about how I got there. And, it's the fight that happened. And then later on in other stories, I'm going to bring up other things that I want to talk about that I've learned in the world of Tai Chi. Okay? Thank you very much. 谢谢。